It has been said that the recent pandemic may have been a divine reset that could help us recalibrate our efforts to reach more people. Let us use this opportunity to learn new ways in which we can share the gospel via technology. The Colorado Denver South Mission has found 430 people to be taught by the missionaries, with 9 baptized and 26 more with baptismal dates. And guess what? They were all found online. This YouTube channel will be full of videos both by our creation and by others. In it, you will find ways to share the gospel through platforms you may not yet know how to use. We are here to help you learn how to do it. The videos on this channel will teach you a variety of ways to share the gospel, most of which are not through social media platforms like Facebook. We want to show you how to best utilize these tools that have been provided to us and prophesied by many previous church leaders.
Perhaps the Lord's encouragement to open our mouths might today include: use your hands to block and text message the gospel to all the world. Sometimes a single phrase of testimony can set events in motion that affect someone's life for eternity. The most effective way to preach the gospel is through example. We know this. If we live according to our beliefs, people will notice. If the countenance of Jesus Christ shines in our lives, if we're joyful and at peace with the world, people will want to know why.
In 2009, I delivered a message to the young adults of the church entitled Things as They Really Are, and discussed the spiritual potential and pitfalls of various technologies in our modern world. My remarks today build upon and extend that previous message. We are blessed to live, learn, and serve in this most remarkable dispensation. An important aspect of the fullness that is available to us in this special season is a miraculous progression of innovations and inventions that have enabled and accelerated the work of salvation. Messages and pictures that used to require days, weeks, and months to send and receive now can be communicated around the world in seconds. Social media channels are global tools that can personally and positively impact large numbers of individuals and families. And we do not need to spend inordinate amounts of time creating and disseminating elaborate messages. We and our messages should be authentic, rather than to argue, debate, condemn, or belittle. Edify and uplift. Be courageous and bold, but not overbearing. Following these simple guidelines will enable members of the church around the world to create and share messages that will cause the light to shine forth out of darkness. I invoke this blessing upon you, that you may have eyes to see clearly both the possibilities and the pitfalls, that you may increase in your capacity to use these inspired tools appropriately. Brothers and sisters, what has been accomplished thus far in this dispensation, communicating gospel messages through social media channels, is a good beginning, but only a small trickle. Beginning at this place on this day, I exhort you to sweep the earth with messages filled with righteousness and truth, messages that are authentic, edifying, and praiseworthy, and literally to sweep the earth as with a flood.
All right, it's easy to say that we need to share more via technology, but you may ask, what do I even share? We will outline all of the many messages, platforms, and unique ideas that you can use to share the gospel. Many of these things you have access to right now without knowing about it. The Gospel Living and Gospel Media apps are both great places to start. Here you will find pre-written and easily shareable messages that can be found and sent with ease. Also, frequent contributors on our Ward, Stake, and Mission Facebook pages will share a variety of messages that can easily disseminate amongst your own circle of influence. And we will provide future messages and videos for you to share.
Now that we have something to share, how do we share it? Some of you are comfortable doing so through social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Others may have no interest in using such platforms, or have been blessed with ignorance and have yet to create an account on any of these sites anyway. That's okay. These are just some of the ways we can share. We intend to show you that there are other methods in which we can share the gospel via technology. Some of them are as simple as texting and emailing. Others may be through church-provided features like circles in the Gospel Living application. No matter where you stand utilizing technology, we are here to help you find the way that is both easy and natural for you to share the gospel.
Sharing messages of hope and love through texting has become natural for me. I've been sharing scriptures, church videos, and conference talks with my friend Mary for many months now. I've found it easiest to share things that I've watched or read myself, and then they uplift me, and I want to share them with her, so I text them to her. A couple weeks ago, my friend Mary texted me to tell me about a tragedy in her life. A dear friend of hers took his life unexpectedly, and she was feeling very despondent. She was having trouble processing her feelings, and she asked me if I had any scriptures that I could share with her about dealing with grief. For a few moments, I considered how I would find a scripture or talk for her, and I thought I'll go to the gospel library and I'll see what I can find. When I went, I used the search feature and I just entered the word grief. And the first resource that I found was from the Gospel Topic Essays. It was fabulous. The entry included many things from conference talks to scriptures, art, hymns, and even podcasts. So right away, I texted Mary a link to this entire page of resources. It was easy, it was quick for me, and for her, it was just what she needed. She texted me a few hours later telling me how much it had helped her to read through these resources. And this was simple and easy way for me to share the gospel. I'm just so grateful for the resources that the church provides for us and the spiritual power and the comfort that they provide me and others. And the tools that the church provides have made sharing the gospel so easy for me to do via texting.
Elder Uchtdorf told us that when public restrictions are lifted again, be wise to resist the temptation of going back to the old ways, which too often didn't work too well anyway. You need to go back to the future, and I promise you a very bright future with new and exciting opportunities. This work will move forward and upward. I know the Lord has provided us a miraculous opportunity to share the gospel. Do not dismiss this pandemic as a hazard in our history, but instead make it a hinge point in which you may be able to better share the gospel via technology. I challenge you to find something to share and do it through one of these technological platforms. These upcoming training videos will show you all the many places in which you can share the gospel, and most importantly, what you can share. Please watch and please start now. Pick a message and share it today.